We are seeing Brent, as you said, come up. We're at the highs for the year, and we're seeing that continuing to rise after a healthy first quarter, where a lot of those geopolitical factors that you mentioned are factoring into the price. The shipping attacks here, the continued Israeli war in Gaza, the tensions over tit-for-tat responses, where we're going to see those. Those are all factoring into the prices. As for today, we're seeing that inventory drawdown in the United States. That's a big headline market because that is the place where we've got the largest and most important commercial reserves that we have good data for. So as we see those drawing down, that's kind of what you would expect to be happening because OPEC Plus is restricting production. They're taking barrels off the market just to do this, just to stop oil from building up in storage, take some of that out of some of those inventories out of storage to release some of the pressure on prices. And we are seeing those come up. As you said today, OPEC Plus probably not going to do anything. Stay the course. They've got those cuts in place at least through the end of the first half. So we'll see that probably continuing throughout the day.
Anthony, I'm curious about what actually, what kind of policy or what kind of verbiage from OPEC Plus actually moves this market more, because it feels like the commentary lately has been oil prices are more of a function, even on the international benchmark, of what's happening in the States as opposed to what's happening in the Middle East. What flips that?
Well, as I said, there's this key inventory data that we see from the United States because it's one of the biggest markets. We've got that good commercial data, so we do see that. So really, what's that overhang in the market is what a lot of traders are watching, and there are so many traders dealing futures options there. We have seen more of the bullish options being bought in as well too. But it's a very supply-driven market now. OPEC Plus has been really waiting for demand to kind of come more fully on, particularly from China, since the end of the COVID pandemic. That's been a little bit coming on a little bit more slowly than they would have hoped, and that's why we're seeing these continued cuts, and we're seeing lots of additional supply coming on from countries like the US, like Brazil, like Guyana, and that is taking up that extra demand that's coming into the market. So we're having to see OPEC act and react, but it seems like now they are having some of that impact on the market in drawing down those inventories and tightening the market. And a lot of the analysts that we're speaking to and hearing from are expecting that to continue through the end of the year. So we'll be watching for signs that OPEC may loosen towards the end of the year, but we're not expecting to see any signs of that yet at this moment, Kriti.